This is Lady Myya. Hey, you guys, I am so glad you came back. I got Mr. Rock here with me. Okay, I'm going to give you the down low on who he is because he's a phenomenal individual. We just been chewing the fat and having a good time, doing a whole bunch of reminiscing. So his name is Rakim Cox, and he is living in California, you guys. NFL dude, okay? Like, he was doing it all. Defensive line, you guys, okay? So it was one of those things like, okay, this is a whole refresh. So I'm going to say, Mayan tribe, please welcome Rob.
Hello. Thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here. Excited to speak to you. Excited to give some game, some knowledge. I love doing that. So thank you.
Well, we thank you for being here with your energies and your love. We appreciate it, certainly. So you know what? I got a few questions here for you. So here we go.
Let's do it.
Thank you. Okay, so Mr. Football Man. It's like, no, I'm just not going to do that because that's disrespectful. I'm not going to do that. But no, I want to know, what are you doing now? Like, what happened for this point to happen? Please let my viewers know.
So I've played football since I was a kid, 6 years old, up till about 2 years ago. So I think I did the math the other day. It was like 19 years of football. And that just ended last year. And I needed another passion. I guess you could say football was my passion, it was my life. So I needed another passion. COVID hit. I'm running around with my head cut off. Like, what am I going to do with my life? I can't stay in this, this like baseline of not doing much. I need to elevate. I need to do something better. So I got into building wealth. I saw a tweet one day and it changed my life. I was like, you know what? I need to know this, and there's people out there that need to know this. We need to know this stuff. We need to know how to be millionaires. We know how to get rich. We need to know how to elevate. And so I dove in like as if it was a playbook. Because when I'm playing football, I'm studying that playbook all day. I got to know my plays, or else I'm not going to play. I'm going to mess up. So I was studying this like it was a playbook. And I dove in full go. And here I am now teaching it on my social media page, trying to give people game, give people knowledge, and just help people elevate and learn all these wealth building habits.
That's awesome. Okay, so when you say wealth building habits, right? If you can kind of give us your definition of the wealth building, like what it is that you see that looks like.
For me, it's buying ownership or becoming an owner of something and getting rid of that consumer mindset, which a lot of us minorities, Black people, have. We see stuff and we want to buy it, and we were raised like, when you get paid, go buy this, go buy that, because we want to look a certain way, and things like that. And I'm like, we got it all backwards. Keeping that mindset is gonna keep us working our whole lives till we 60, 70. I know people that go to work and they 60, 70 years old. Whereas if we change that mindset to buying assets, building assets, now we get our money, working hard for us. So that way, as we get to like 40, 50, 60 years old, we can retire way early, and we got income generating from the assets that we purchase. So that's buying stocks, that's buying land, buying properties, starting a business, selling services, selling products, getting that mentality now, so that way when we 50 and 60, we're wealthy and we're not working.
Exactly. No, hey, I'm looking forward to that one myself. Okay. You might have to take my hand on that one. I'm like, okay, what am I doing? Where am I going? Okay, so like, what type of mindset do you find that makes this more successful for the people that have it?
I think they understand and you have to understand delayed gratification. And I think just for all humans, that's something that we all have to be able to understand.
Mhm.
We all kind of just give me a now. I want it now. I want it today. I want, we kind of got to get over that hump and realize like, if I do what I need to do today, then my tomorrow will be better. My next year will be better. My next 5 years will be better. And when we understand that, we understand in the moment, why we're doing these things, why we're making these sacrifices. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
that we can live better later
Yes.
and not so much in the moment. And it's hard, easier said than done. I'm realistic, but
Mhm.
that's what we have to shift to.
Right. Well, okay. So walk me through like a day in the life, that day in the life of someone that is being an investor. What does that look like?
So if you're like let's see, there's some people who were passive investors, and there's some people who were like, they're in it, they're in the game. So if someone's in the game, they're waking up in the morning, they're looking at the stock charts, they're looking at financials, they're looking at the companies. And then you got some people who just want to put my money there, forget about it, going about my day, going about my life. I'll check it every month or so just to see where it's at and how I'm doing. Um, and then you have to decide as a person which kind of investor you want to be. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Because it's two different lifestyles essentially.
true.
You know?
No, I understand that. I mean, I think it's something to look forward to if they really, really put their mindset in it and really do the investing and different things like that. I figure for me, I feel like if you're too busy making sure these things are in place for you later, that time will go like that, I don't know. That's just me.
No, there's truth to that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So okay, so how is it for you teaching people how to invest, or like, what type of conversations are you having with others?
For the most part, is people just asking, how do I get started? How do I get started? Because they don't know anything. Like I'll be honest, if I put up a chart to most people, it looks like Chinese. It looks like Chinese to them. Or if I pull up, something like that. So it's like, how do I get started? Like, what do I do? And the
Right,
first thing I say is go to the app store. Like that's the number one thing you got to go to the app store, find a brokerage that you either I recommend or I'll tell someone to do their due diligence on one, and that's how you get it started. And
right,
then you have to do your due diligence on what type of stocks you want to invest in, what type of ETFs you want to invest in, what type of investor do you want to be? Do you want to trade? Do you want to do like growth investing where you leave it in there, forget about it, and let it ride out?
right,
So a lot of my day to day is people ask me questions like that. I hit them back within an hour, a couple hours. I try to get to everyone. And I'm like, this is what you got to do first. This is what you got to do first. And then mind you, my posts are all about investing in certain stocks, how to allocate money here, how to change this lifestyle habit, or
right,
things like that, just to kind of get them started. Planting the seed really.
right. Oh, that's super dope though. That's awesome because a lot of people think about it, but they're not like, it's scary because it's just something that you're not used to it. Nobody is used to it. So you're like, I don't know if I want to do this though. I don't know if
Yeah,
like, so we should feel comfortable with Rock. Rock is doing big things. He's doing this thing on an everyday. So I mean, bro,
yeah,
man, eat, sleep, and live the stocks and making his portfolio just explode. That's awesome though. Okay,
absolutely.
tell me the deal. Tell me spill the tea, sir. Spill the tea. What I'm saying. Okay. The difference is, because like now I have a different outlook on so many different things now.
Yeah.
The difference between America and Canada. Did you see that, the way they spent was different, or maybe their whole outlook was different?
Not that I can remember specifically, in that sense. The
Hmm.
people in Canada are a lot nicer.
Yes.
Everybody talks to you. Everyone's like, hello, no matter if you're black, white, like they're a lot nicer up there. I noticed that.
Yeah. That's
Um,
nice.
It's a lot cleaner up in Canada.
Hmm.
Um, but I wasn't too much of a savvy investor when I was there. I was still in my football mode. I was in football mode too much. So I really didn't pay attention to necessarily the economy and how people moved in as
Right.
much detail as I would now.
Hmm.
Or,
So what are you finding now as far as the economy? Like how that's actually like, what are your lessons or what are you teaching yourself to kind of educate yourself with the economy?
um, I think it just comes down to studying trends now, and then studying past trends. Like with this election coming up, you go
Right.
back and take a look at the charts and see how stocks have performed during elections. In the past,
Hmm.
really in the past 100 years, or however long. And then so I'm like, okay, I'll take that note because obviously I don't tell myself or tell people that I'm a guru investor or anything like that. Like, I'm still learning. I let people know that I'm still learning, but I do apply myself daily.
Hmm.
So, I learn new stuff every day, and I'm like, okay, this is how I could have did this differently, or this is how I could have maybe scaled back here.
Right.
So I'm still on the verge of learning more and more every day,
Hmm.
and I have mentors myself who I speak to, who I can reach out to, if I do have a question. I try to find it on my own, but I will still do that. And so I can say I'm still learning the markets, but in my short time, I've had success in the market. You
When
know,
you say success, not that I need exact numbers, but was there anything that actually surprised you or maybe gave you more motivation to keep going?
yeah, the biggest thing is easy as heck. Easy as heck. And I'm not like I don't got like millions, or hundreds of thousands in, but I'm not like I haven't reached that point yet. I will, but I haven't. But when I applied myself, even in a short amount of time, I realized how easy it was to
Mhm,
make money doing it. Trading
mhm,
for one, because I am an avid trader. And then speaking about the the growth part, you can get returns on the growth part.
mhm.
That part also is like, okay, you can come up as well. Does that make sense? So
Yeah.
I've I dove in 100%, and
Mhm.
I'm doing pretty well in this short time period.
Well, okay, explain to me the Forex. Is that something that you're dealing with?
I don't do forex. I got a lot of friends who do forex.
Mhm.
Um, they're really they're really into it. They tell me about it all the time, but I'm not. I'm like, I don't know about it yet. There's more. I feel like options. There's a lot more going on with the options.
Right.
You know,
Okay.
there's a lot
Okay.
more possibility to make more money with options.
Mhm. Are you finding that the more stable things are just kind of really going with the stocks and bonds and different things like that? That's just more like, okay, I know exactly what I could be making, whereas like with the Forex, it's so temperamental. It's up, it's down, it's right, it's wrong. I mean, it's a whole nother thing.
Yeah.
Right? It's unpredictable.
Yeah, and that's the difference between like those people who want to do that passive investing in bonds, investing in securities that are like or the ETFs and index funds. They want to do that long term where they don't want to look at it. Meaning they'll take advantage of some growth, but
Mhm.
they might not take advantage of those big fluctuations where
Yeah.
now traders or
Mhm.
guys who invest in regular stocks can take advantage of those. But they're watching the stocks more now. Now they're more engaged in the day to day, the week to week, the news, global influences, things like that.
Mhm.
So those would be the difference. People who want to be passive, they'll invest in it long term and not have to try to worry about it as much.
That's super dope. Wow, I think it's interesting, especially with things that I don't know and people tell me about, and I'm like, oh, really? Like that you can do that? And so the way you're talking about it, like this is really just common sense, Maya. And I'm like, oh, okay, no, I got you. I'm with you, but I'm scared, sir.
Yeah,
I'm petrified when it comes to things like that because you when you get burned so many times, you're just kind of like, nah, I'm good. And a lot of people, I guess, I don't want to say this, but a lot more of the darker persuasion are less likely to, not to say that they're not, but less likely to kind of do something like that. Right?
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. The thing with investing, I mean, it's on you. It's your account, your money, now you got financial advisors out there who you can go and sit with, and they'll take your money and do all that, and you pay for that service. But I teach people to do it on your own, so you can learn how to do it and know how to do it. You know what your money's doing. You know where your money's going. You know what I'm saying? Things like that. So just take it upon yourself. You know what I mean?
See, that makes sense more than anything, because it's like, if I'm a big advocate of learn it yourself. That way you don't have to depend on people to do it for you so often,
Yeah.
But then you have a whole new, trade, or, train of thought or whatever, because now you're seeing it for yourself, and you can only grow from there, because now you got questions, and the questions is going to make sense to a person like yourself, and be like, oh yeah, well, you can do that. Or, you know what, give me a second, let me look up some stuff, and let me, see if this is something that will work for you. So when you ask questions, you are basically being educated off of stuff like that. And I think that is a great thing, right?
100%. Yeah.
Yes. Okay, so tell me, like, why? Like, what made you get there in the first place? Was it like something that happened, or you were just bored?
Yeah, I would say kind of like right when the lockdown happened,
Right.
just being home every day and like just not doing too much. And I'm like, I gotta pick up. I gotta start doing something. And like I told you earlier, I was kind of always interested in the market. It was Chinese to me. And I was like, "Ah, that's only for rich people. That's only for, like, you know what I mean?" Then I was like, you know what?
Yes.
I bought a course. Someone dude explained it and started, um, showing how it works. And I just kind of, I was paying attention, and I started YouTube and stuff. Then I bought books, and I'm like, you know what? This thing isn't as complicated as people make it seem, and as the world makes it seem. You just got to apply some time to it, and that's what I did. And I just started learning more and more every day. I just, add a brick every day, and just try to learn more and more from multiple people.
Yeah, wow, that makes sense. So what are you looking forward to doing?
With the platform, you mean?
Right.
I want to grow a big following. Then eventually, I want to try to turn it into a business. Turn it into a business where I can help people. For one, help people make money, obviously, and obviously to be a business of mine where I obviously make money too. And then give people that knowledge, that long-term knowledge that they would have never found, or they would have never even thought about searching for. Because I like to break it down in such an easy way. Like for example, if you went into a JP Morgan building or something, financial office, a guy with a suit, and he's going to say all these terms to this family. For one, they come from different backgrounds.
Yes.
You're going to say all these terms and these words, and you're not really going to understand, but you're like, yeah, I want an insurance policy, or I want, and you don't really know, but you're just doing it.
That's true.
And the way that I deliver it is like, I've come from low income areas, and I grew up, in somewhat gang infested, drug infested areas. And I was able to go to like such a prestige university, playing in the NFL, so I have a lot of experience, and I want to deliver it to somebody so that it makes sense.
Yes.
I can tell you why you should just invest in Nike instead of buying Jordans, and it makes sense to somebody why you would do that. So
that's true. I love that, though. That is so super dope, because it's like so many people, like you said, just from, different walks of life, they're not as educated or as driven, to do different things like that. And I think it's amazing that you are like opening. Okay, so when you open your business, right? You call it Raksolid, because that would be super dope.
Raksolid.
Raksolid. Yes. Hey,
you know what? We'll see.
I'm just kidding with you. But it would be super dope because, a lot of people do want to kind of have, some type of education in regards to where they can actually have their money, make money for them, as
100%.
opposed to spending it all the time, and different things like that. So, I mean,
Exactly.
we gotta build up, y'all. We can't just sit around and wait for the money to build on its own. This is why I have this show basically to allow people to see that there are options. You don't have to stay in the current situation you're in. You don't have to believe everybody that tells you no, 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 or nay, 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 nay. Just know that, look, Rock got the option. He's just like, yo, this is what we doing. If you want to do it, I mean, we got this. So I think this is just such an awesome platform for you, sir. So if you would like, if you could just kind of give them some information on how to either reach you or hit you up, sir.
My Instagram is Raksolid, Raksolid. I post a lot about stock market investing. Um, every now and then, I'll post something about football or something. But that's my Instagram.
Yes.
That's how you.
Okay. We're going to be waiting for that book, okay? How it went down.
Yeah.
Hit rock bottom. There you go. It's like, no, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. I come up with all kinds of stuff. Don't pay me no attention.
Rock bottom.
Rock bottom. And so you guys, look, he was able to do something. He's still able to do it, and he's got it to whereas he's willing to help. And it's not just you. There's other people that are out here trying to make their money work for them as well, and sister might have to kind of indulge in Mr. Rock and be like, look here, I got a couple hours. So where do I go? Where do I go? But at least we have the option. He's I'm not going to say readily available because I don't want you folks to be like, yeah, he said, no, let's not do that. Be considerate, be nice, be kind. So I'm looking forward to seeing everything that you have coming to you, sir. Absolutely. Thinking about playing NFL anymore? Or is it just kind of a done deal?
Nah, it's done. I'm not playing ball no more.
Okay, but we're coaching, right? We're coaching.
Yeah, I'm doing the coaching. That's my commitment from this point on to football.
Yes, I can see that. Okay, coach.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for being here with Living Your Best Life with Lady Myya. I appreciate you and your energy, sir. You are an amazing individual. I mean, just your story alone and, what you're doing with your platform, I think that is like super fantastic because a lot of people now can see that, just because, you was up somewhere else and your whole situation had to turn and you had to do something different and you were able to make it work for you regardless of what, and you might even be happier for it. So let's not throw away the dreams. Let's not throw away the opportunities. Let's try to go and live our best life. Okay, you guys, thank you so much, Mayan Tribe. You guys are absolutely wonderful. You know how to get a hold of me. It's at ladymyya@gmail.com. Love you so much, and I only hope that everything works out for you guys. And if you would like to be on my podcast or my radio show, hit me up. But go ahead, get to my Gmail account. Just let me know who you are and what you do. All right, and we will talk to you guys later.